Welcome to a fresh program which debuted on Agile when we return to our new normal state. After weathering the hardest times together, everything happens as a beginning, promising to bring more enjoyment. Today's Agile's Talk guest is an overseas student who has recently attained a goal after putting a lot of effort to orient herself. Please meet Ngọc Hân.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi,
Thank you so much for having me today.
thank you. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, my name is Han. I'm an international student currently studying at United States. I went to Georgia State University for 2 years and a half, and now I'm going to University of North Georgia. I started it last semester in here, and I've been enjoying it. So far, I have lived here and studied here for 3 years,
Wow.
and I really enjoy it here. Thank you.
Thank you. If you were to describe your study abroad experience in 3 words, what would they be?
It's hard to choose because there's so many words that can describe my study abroad experience. But if I have to choose, I would say opening.
Funny?
Opening, growing, and learning. Opening is for opening my horizon, widen my horizon,
Yeah.
because I get to meet and like talk to so many people from different cultures. Like literally, I've met Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, European, Jamaican, like people from all over the world, and I'm grateful for that. Also for the majors, for the careers that people can take as like a serious career that I can follow. Because when I was in Vietnam, I did not know much about what students should take as a major in college. But over here, there's so many major with like small detail different can make a new major.
Wow.
So yeah, I came over here as a fine art major, but then I changed to graphic design, and now I just changed to digital art. They all in the same art major, but because like each of them have slightly like different detail, like what to do in each of them, that's why they divided into so many majors. So
Wow.
now I'm digital art major. So for what else did I say? Learning, right? So learning, I have learned so much about myself, my value, my worth, my mental health, my physical health. Yes, I've learned so much. Also, I learned about like how to treat people, all about the social stuff, because in the United States there's not just one culture in here. There's so many cultures, so I get to learn more. And last one is growing. Yes, I have grown. I don't know how to describe this, but when I was in Vietnam, I was a shy little girl, did not have much belief in myself. But like as I came over here, over time I learned more and more about like the world, all the cultures, and my value, my worth. So I have grown mentally, physically, and like I grow my ability of doing what I like art. Before I doubted myself that I could paint a painting, but now I believe that I can do like all the paintings with different styles. Yeah. Study abroad really helped me grow and develop myself. Thank you.
Seems like studying abroad affect you a lot, have affect you a
Yes.
lot, and change yourself and change your mind, your heart too.
Yeah.
So, how did your journey to America? How did your journey to America go? Do you have any previous intentions since, as far as I know, you were a graphic design student in Vietnam before coming to United States?
Um, so when I was in high school, started from 10th grade, I already looked into going like overseas for university. That's why I started like taking English seriously, and I took courses for IELTS to get ready for IELTS exams. I got my IELTS score in 12th grade. But honestly, when I was in high school, I was thinking about like study abroad, but never really think about the process of like start doing the paperwork, submitting my GPA, my IELTS score until my sister she like asked me, "Hey, if you want to study abroad, I can help you with the process because most people, most students, if they want to study abroad, they need to go to those agency company. So like those people know more about the process of like applying GPA, ACT to the college in the United States. But I alone, I don't think I could do it. So luckily, I had my sister who could help me because she was in the United States at the time. So I started doing the paperwork. I think just 6 months before I left for the United States. It was such a short period of time to get everything ready. I kind of rushed it, but I am glad that I did because I didn't want to drag the time of getting ready longer because like the anticipation is so tiring. Um, yeah, everything just started when I was in high school. I thought about going to the United States like even before high school, but like I thought of it as something that I would do in the future. I did not really think of like, okay, I'm gonna do this. But yeah, so everything started on since I was in high school.
Okay, so how did you deal with COVID-19 outbreak that erupted not long after you arrived in United States?
Um, so I was here. Like I think I had been in the United States for 1 year and a half, and COVID happened. It was very chaotic because suddenly a new virus just like happened and everybody just didn't know how to react to it. Most people didn't know how to prevent it from happening, like from like getting COVID, getting sick. So there was a lot of question going around, like is wearing a mask enough? Do I need to take pills? Do I need to take vitamin medicine? What kind of like what stuff do I need to take? And how do I know if I got COVID? So all of that was already chaotic enough. But for international student, there was a time that so the United States government started to like put out rules that okay, if international students don't take at least 3 in-person classes, they had to leave the country. And it was unfair because all school was closed. And international student did not have a choice that like because there was no in-person classes open at the time. All classes were online, so it wasn't the international student choice to make. So luckily my school they supported like international student, so they said that okay, if the United States keep that rule, we will somehow try to like keep you guys here because I know that coming to United States is not easy, staying here is not easy. So just suddenly you have to go back to your country is not like fair for you guys. Also, that happened, and international students across the United States they started a surveys asking everybody to sign their name in to submit the form to the United States government, to like show that it's not their choice to make to get online classes. Fortunately, about a month or two later, the government just like dismissed the rule. So like after we go back to school in fall semester last year, we will be able to like take like online classes and in-person classes if they offer them. So yeah, it was really chaotic for international students. Luckily, everything went well.
I think it's kind of the hard time for all of us, but
Yes,
luckily
definitely.
your school is very careful to students.
Yes, they the best. I feel like if they didn't do that, I would not know what to do and where to go, because like I came over here for my school. If my school didn't have my back, I don't know what to do. But luckily, they are good people, nice people, support others. So
Yeah, very responsible.
yes,
Yeah. So, how do you think that? What is the COVID-19 effect on you?
during COVID, during quarantine, luckily I was able to keep my job at the time, so I still had a job. I could support myself financially. However, I had to stay at home for 5 months. And 5 months, it's about like half a year already. And just imagine it, staying at home for half a year, just in your room by yourself. It would drive anyone crazy. And it did to me. I went crazy during quarantine. But I think it was a good thing that I had time for myself, because I learned so much about myself. I discovered new things about myself. Also, I could spend time on the things that I like. For example, reading. I got to read really good books during quarantine. I got to reconnected with my old friends in Vietnam, so that was great as well. Other than that, I think everything was great. Yes. So like I know that COVID is like really hard on people. Some people like even lose their job during COVID, and I feel so sorry for them. However, I feel like I have to look at the positive side, to just make things brighter instead of like looking at the negative side that, oh my gosh, I have to stay at home. That would be like making the situation worse. So yeah, looking at the positive side is also helping.
So, in your point of view, based on your own story, do you think COVID is a difficulty or an opportunity to international student, to grow? What do you think?
I think it is a difficulty for sure. It is for sure like a difficulty. It is for everyone. However, for international student, it's even harder because tuition and rent and bills like are not cheap over here. So I was lucky to keep my job during quarantine, but I know that there's so many international students lost their job during quarantine. So it's kind of like bad for them because they still have to pay rent over here and food and bills like electric bill, water bills, and like that is not cheap. However, I think this is also an opportunity for people as well because they get to spend time with themselves. Because like during like normal life, people would go to school, go to work, and then go home, and then like be with their friends. They would have time for themselves, but it wouldn't be as much if they didn't have the quarantine. So during quarantine, I have seen people using the free time that they have to develop their talent, their business. And I feel like that is great because I got to develop my painting skills, my designing skill during quarantine, and also I got to like spend time with myself, just playing stuff or like doing stuff that I like volleyball or reading or solving Rubik's. So yeah, I think it is difficulty for everyone, and it is also an opportunity for everyone as well.
I have the same point of view. I think that COVID has their pros and cons, so we
Yeah.
have to use the advantage to improve yourself. I'm very curious about your adventure to pursue America. What fantastic experience did you have while attending university in the United States?
Thank you for asking this question because this is like my favorite question because I get to share my experience, the great experiences that I have over here to inspire people to come to the United States, get out of their comfort zone, to get to know the world. It is also a hard question because I don't know what to pick. I have so many great experiences. But if I have to pick, I think I will pick two. They are like on top of my head right now because I couldn't think of like any others. Okay, here they are. So the first one would be the Washington D.C. trip. So in my first year of college over here, International Student Services hosted a trip to Washington D.C. It's a cultural field trip. So we went to Washington D.C. to learn more about American culture, American history. We got to visit a lot of museums, churches, and the White House. So we learned about American history like throughout the museum. I got to see Abraham Lincoln statue, which was like huge. It was like gigantic statue in the temple, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I got to see and make friends with like so many fun people, great people coming from a lot of many countries. Like I've met this guy from China. He taught me some China like Chinese sentences like hi, my name is. Of course, I forgot now because it's been so long ago. I also met this Russian girl. She would tell me like Russian tales, like the child tales. So like they would have horror tale, and that would like scare the kids just to make sure that the kids behave. Um, yeah, I've met like so many people coming from different cultures, like China, Japan, China, Japan, Russia, Europe, Jamaica. It was awesome. And another experience that I would like to share is my chess tournament. So today, it actually happened today. So like chess with like two sides of the board with two colors of pieces, and you just move and like capture and then try to checkmate the other king. So I joined the chess club last semester because I don't know, I just discovered that I love chess last year during quarantine. So I joined the chess club um, at my new school. It was very slow last semester, but I don't know why this semester many people joined us, and then we started to like, okay, it's been fun. Do you want to make a tournament? Just like branding our chess club and to get to see like more people. And then we planning on the tournament. We started doing posters and like getting people to register for the tournament. And finally, it happened today. So it was very stressful during like the tournament because I have to think and like how to win the game. It's a mental game. But yeah, so like it's just a it can be very competitive, but it can be fun as well. And though today it was like a tournament, but everyone was having fun. After the tournament, we went to a fast food restaurant, which is McDonald's. So I got to talk to so many people. I play game. I have fun with many people, and like they all very nerdy, you know. So I like most of the time there's a thing with American student, or like not American student, but like with American people, they will have slangs, jokes that most foreigners wouldn't understand. But because these are like nerdy, you know, type of people, so they would talk about like anime, games, and books, and like chess in general. So I was able to like talk and have fun with them. It was awesome today. I just like I came back home and I felt like, oh my gosh, I want to go back to the tournament because it was great. I got to talk to so many people. My experiences mostly surrounding the meeting new people and get to know more and more people coming from different culture, different background. Yeah, it's great to know more. You know.
It's very funny to hear your
Yes.
story. I have learned chess last year from my sister, but it's very kind of hard to me.
But it's fun, right?
Yeah, very fun, and you have to think a lot to how to move,
Yes.
and I lose a lot.
I actually made it to the last round. So the last round, if I won the game, I would be the champion.
Wow.
But if I lost the game, I would be in third. In third. So of course, I lost the game.
But as you mentioned about chess, can you tell us about your path to become a vice president of the chess club and also the president of the Asian Student Association?
This is a great question again. So for the vice president of the chess club, it's because I was the one who consistently came to the chess club last semester. So chess club, we like at our meeting hours, we just like play chess, you know. So people would come and play chess. If you no, if they don't want to play chess, or if they have anything else, they would not go to the chess club meeting. But I consistently went to the chess club, so like I was the familiar face. So the president of the club was like, okay, you came to the chess club like quite frequently. I think you kind of know like more about our chess club, and we need a vice president. Would you like to be our vice president? And I said yes, of course, I would love to. It's a great opportunity to like creating the event with the chess tournament. So yeah, I got the vice president position just by coming to the chess club consistently. So that's a thing. Um, it doesn't matter how you do, just showing up is already enough. So whatever you're doing at your job, clubs, organization, groups, or um, yeah, just showing up is like already more than enough, because people need to be able to like count on you. um, and the Asian Student Association, it's also a very nice like luck that I had. So last semester or last year, the Asian Student Association was under a group of leaders. However, they all graduated this year. So Asian Student Association organization needed new group of leaders. So the director of Multicultural Student Affairs sent out emails to all of Asian students on campus saying, okay, this semester we need new leaders for our organization of Asian Student Association. Would you like to join us? I was already busy at the time with my classes, the job at the school, with my own projects, but I was like, this is fun. I should join it. So I decided to join it. So we went to the club meeting, the first club meeting, and we voted. Somehow everyone voted for me, or I had like the most votes. So yes, I got the president position of Asian Student Association, and it's been great so far. We've been doing events to branding our name at like campus, just to get more people know about Asian Student Association. I think this is a great opportunity for me and other or like Asian students as well, because people know about Asian, but they may not know much about Asian culture. Whenever they like talk about Asian, Like they'll think about Chinese or Japanese or Korean, but they don't know about Indian, Vietnamese, Thai, Laotian. Yes, so like there are so many more countries in Asia, so many more cultures in Asia, and they need to know about those. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for us to sharing our cultures, our experiences, to American friends and other friends from other countries. This is great.
Miss Hung is a multi-talented individual, painting, playing
So,
chess. So, is painting a new talent for you to discover?
oh yes, it is. I mean, like it was. When I was in Vietnam, I told myself, "Oh my gosh, I would never make a piece of painting like that." Like I knew a friend of mine, and she painted some like small pictures of like whales, fish, and, like tree, and I saw them and like, "Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful." And then I told myself, when could I ever like make those? So I came over here. I started to get some like painting materials like brushes, paints, um, watercolor paper, and acrylic paper, canvases, and I started to experience on them. And then I just realized that, oh my gosh, I have a huge talent um, in painting. I feel like I need to like paint more and more. And as I go, I just feel like, oh my gosh, I don't even know myself. I did not know that I could paint this, that I could draw this. Um, so yes, painting definitely a new talent for me to discover when I came over here.
I think painting is really a good and very genius to know how to paint because I paint so
Thank
bad.
you.
And I don't know why, but so many people around me love to draw and they draw very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, drawing is the starting point of like being an artist most of the time. Most of the time, yeah.
So, how did you feel the first time you grasped the products you design?
Um, so like I painted a lot. Like the first time I finished a painting, I was really happy because I've never like painted anything before when I was in Vietnam. So like the first time that I painted something, like I remember it was a girl where the top part is human and the bottom half is an octopus. So like an octopus human, It was weird because I did not know how to use acrylic color. I thought it was watercolor, but it turned out to be acrylic color. It was weird, but it's fun. So that was paint for like the painting part. But for the graphic design, currently I'm in the marketing team of a department at the school as well. So I've never taken a graphic design courses before. So far I've been taking like painting classes, sculpture classes, ceramic classes, but never done a graphic design classes before. So designing flyers and poster are new to me, and though I've been here like I know I went to college for like 3 years now, but most of the time I just took like painting classes and sculpturing classes or ceramic classes. Anyways, back to the designing flyers and poster. My first flyer I did was like for an event of this department. They had a water rafting trip, which like you go on the river, like has a lot of rocks, and like the water is like flowing really fast. So you would get on a tube, and then you have a paddle, and then you got on the water. The water gonna like push you, and then you're gonna like, I don't know, fall down, and then you have to like change the direction of the tube to not fall into the water. Actually, I've never went to a water rafting trip before, but that time I got to do a flyer for that event. It was really fun. I got to like find photos for that information and like photos together, get some color, put some shapes like organic shape on there. Thanks to my poster, the event got 10 more people to join it, or like 8 more people to join. So like before the flyers there was just 2 people, but after the flyers in just 1 week the trip already filled. So that was great. I saw my flyers around campus. It is such a strange feeling to see your own product being put on the wall around campus so everybody sees it. It's strange, but I was very proud of myself.
So, how do you manage your studies and other responsibilities?
Mostly, time management is very important. I have a notebook, a small notebook. I don't keep a bullet journal. I don't do calendar. That's the thing with me. I don't know why my friend suggested that I need to try a calendar thing where you put like on what day you have what event on it, so like you can keep track of it. But I personally I could not do that. I have a note with me. I would write out what to do during that week and what to do on that day. So during the day, I'll be doing the stuff that I need to do, and then I will cross out the one that I did, and I will like continue do what I need to do throughout the day. And also, I keep track of what I need to do throughout the week, or I have a deadline next week or something, or like a month, what I need to do in the month. So yeah, keeping a notebook with me is really helpful. Also, about like manage my studies and other responsibilities is hard because being the president of Asian Student Association, it like requires a lot of work because I have to talk to my director about what we're doing. I need to talk to my treasurer about what like how we manage our budget. I have to talk to my secretary about what we need to like send out email to what like to who. Yeah, there's a lot of work in Asian Student Association, and also as a vice president of the chess club, so like for example today we had a tournament, so not like I just come enjoy the tournament. I help planning the tournament, to do our flyer, reserve the room, reserve the time. So if I have to say, I think just trying to keep track of everything with my notebook and try not to like fall behind so far is my best. Like just keep track of stuff that you need to do and try not to fall so far behind of what you need to do.
It's like that you make a to-do list of day or month like that?
Yes.
So, looking back to your study abroad journey, did you confront any difficulties when studying abroad?
Definitely. There's so many difficulties. If I have to list them out, I don't think we can finish tonight. So the biggest difficulty that I want to mention, I don't think this is like difficulty for everyone, but for most of people, because okay, it is language barrier. I know that we are learning like English in Vietnam, but it is very different in real life in an English speaking environment because. For example, I live in America. People will be talking in American accent. If the student go to London or like England, he or she will have like English accent. If the student go to Australia, they would have Australian accent. And what we learn when like in Vietnam are English accent. Academically, it's not like casual spoken English. So as I come over here, there's a lot of stuff that no people really tell you about like the grammar. They would skip out grammar and also their pronunciation as well. For example, this is a small thing, but nobody really talk about it. The word Newton, Newton. Do you know that word? Like Newton, Newton. So we will pronounce Newton. But people over here, they don't say Newton. They do, but like when they just talk like normal, they would say Newton instead of Newton. Yes, they just cut the T part. They don't speak like the T. They say Newton instead of Newton. And I like it's just the same with mountain. You know the mountain.
Yeah, yes.
So they don't say mountain. They say mountain, mountain. And oh my gosh, the first time that I heard that, I was like, I'm sorry, what? So yeah, English barrier is the biggest difficulty when I first came over here. There's so much more about like the language, not just the part that I just told you. There's so much more. For example, we learned that if you meet new people, you say like, hey, hello, hi. People over here, they would say, hi, how are you? Just for greeting. People, like, if you want to answer the question, you can. But you can also, like, not answer the question. They'd be like, hey, how are you? And the other person will say, hey, how are you? And then they just move on. And another, like, thing, like, an upgrade thing from greeting is howdy. People were like howdy howdy, and then the other person would say howdy howdy, and that's the way they greet. And at first, the first time I heard that, I did not have a clue what they was talking about. Howdy howdy, howdy howdy. Oh my gosh, what was that? So like yeah, there's so much more about the language over here. You have to like really live in the environment to absorb it, to observe it, and learn about it. Other difficulties, I can list them out as food. The food are so different. So we would have rice with meat and a vegetable side, right? In Vietnam, usually it's soup or some like steam or stir fry vegetable. But over here, people don't eat rice as much. Mostly they would eat a huge part of meat, and they would have a side carb food like corn or potato. They would have like big steaks or big barbecue chicken piece. Like yeah, the way they eat over here is different. The food is different. The weather is different. The culture is different. How people greet, how people talk to each other is different.
It is undeniable that those difficulties contribute to the development of a talented and brave Ngọc Hân as she is today. So congratulations on your new positions as President of Asian Student Association and Vice President of the Chess Club of the University of North Georgia. I wish you the best of luck in carrying out your mission and growing in the future. Thank you for accepting the invitation to participate in the program to share a story about your young Vietnamese person who rules the world. Thank you to everyone who's listened and vote for Agel's Talk in the first file. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.